In this episode, our Ken Faught and Viola Batista head to Bali, without me, go figure, to drive UTVs in this vacation paradise. We then head to Baja to check in with legendary overlander Michael Ladin in his world-famous Drive the Globe expedition rig. We top it off with an inside look at our custom Mercedes Sprinter van build. It's all coming up next on Off-Road Travel TV.
Off-Road Travel TV, presented by Progressive. Progressive insures over 8.9 million boats, motorcycles, snowmobiles, and RVs throughout America. MX and off-road tours, adventure done right. Overland Expo, the world's premier event series for adventure travel enthusiasts. And by Expedition One, built for adventure, built in the USA.
Bali is one of the most exotic locations on the planet and is loaded with off-road activities. Our Ken Faught and Viola Batista recently traveled to this incredible part of Indonesia to drive UTVs and ride ATVs with Pertui Adventure. Their headquarters are located about half an hour from the town of Ubud, which is the most popular tourist city on the island, and they had a blast.
At this stage of life, I'm all about collecting experiences, and Bali is something that I wanted to do for a very long time. Bali is a province in the Lesser Sunda Islands in Indonesia. It's called the Islands of the Gods and is full of beauty, rich in culture, and loaded full of adventure. Viola and I are tourists on this trip, and we want to experience as much as possible during our 10-day stay. This trip is taking place during the rainy monsoon season in Bali, which is November through April. Based on our travel schedule, we had to take a calculated risk, knowing that we begin our summer road trips in North America upon our turn. We booked a lot of activities, including riding a bicycle on a zip line, enjoying one of Bali's world-famous swings, and we also had a chance to ride camels on the beach, among other things. This gave Viola and I a chance to really see Bali as we drove nearly 900 miles on this trip. All of this was fun, but the best part of the trip was coming up. After doing a bunch of research, we chose Pertui Adventures in Ubud. They've been doing this for over 15 years and do an incredible job.
Pertui Adventure was started by my family 15 years ago. Actually, we are the pioneer of the adventure activity in Bali. We start from paintball activities and then the ATV, rafting, and the last one is here, the UTV.
From the time you check in and register and get your safety gear, you really know and feel like you're working with a professional company.
Most people actually prefer riding ATVs on this tour, but Viola and I decided that we were going to do both. And what is really neat is that the two different types of vehicles actually ride on two entirely different courses, so it makes for a way different experience.
All of our off-road activities are led by professional guide riding an ATV and always make sure the participant feeling safe and having fun.
The guides here can easily adjust to your skill level. If you're a beginner, they will take you to a nice, easy trails, which you won't get muddy. But if you want the head rush and go and you want to experience more of an adventurous ride, they know where to take you. When we drove the UTVs, I got to experience on both sides. I was the passenger and also the driver. The trails here are so fun, and the guides are with you the whole time, so you get to go on your own pace, but they're also watching you, what you're capable of doing. When we got to the beginner trails, I asked Ken to switch, and that's when I took the control.
Driving UTV is also a lot of fun because you don't have to do a lot of input. You have the steering wheel, the brake, and the throttle. Outside of that, you're strapped into this machine and you get a focus on the whole adventure. And that, to me, is what everything is all about with travel.
The trails are very clearly marked. You go through jungle, you get to experience different views and scenery. We got to ride through waterfalls, rice fields, and many different terrains.
I personally really like the variety of being able to drive a UTV and then ride an ATV. For me, I started riding ATVs about 25 years ago, so I've got a lot of experience on them. And to me, it's just different. You know, you got a lot more rider input and everything else. You're able to be more aggressive. You can stand up, sit down, lean over the handlebars, you know, pop on the back when you're going around different corners. You can slide them differently. It's an entirely different experience. So if you come on one of these things, I would definitely encourage people to try both. Spend 2 days here, have a lot of fun, 2 different courses, and it really maximizes the opportunity to explore Bali.
I enjoy riding ATVs when it's smoother and wider, but when we got to the part when it's very technical, muddy and slippery, that's when I switch with Ken.
The ATV trails are much slower and have a lot more elevation changes than the UTV trails, and that makes it fun. They're completely different. You're able to go through rice fields, see a lot of unique things to Bali, things that Bali is more famous for. You also are driving in really narrow channels, and the channels that you're driving in, a lot of them are filled with water, you know, maybe a foot, 1.5 feet deep. So you know you're gonna get muddy. It's gonna be an awful lot of fun. And the pace on it, the guides are able to adjust the speeds depending on the way that you're driving and your skill and overall experience. I'm lucky enough to drive off-road vehicles all over the world, and I've never seen one of the highlights like they have at Ep13 Adventures. This is a swimming pool that is about 150 feet wide, where people are able to take about 6 laps in 2 feet of water, and it is so refreshing. The water is so comfortable, and I actually asked them to be able to do a few more laps.
The courses are very different for ATV and UTV. On UTVs, courses are wider, which allows you to go faster. On ATVs, you have courses that they're more narrow, allows you to go slower, and a lot of up and down the hills.
This is a really professional tour company. From the time you check in, to the time you get your gear, to your post-activity. So from there, you know you're gonna get muddy. It's just a given. So they wind up giving you boots. Of course, you have a safety helmet, which is more like a bicycle helmet. But afterwards, they have both outdoor and indoor showers. So Viola and I, we started outdoors. We got the big mud off. We're able to take off our boots, and you're able to pour a cup of water out of your boots after this experience. And then we're able to go in the indoor showers and do some of the more detailed cleaning. But they really do it right. They make you feel so comfortable, and everybody in Bali is so overly polite.
Our trip to Bali wasn't just off-roading. We couldn't pass the opportunity to take advantage of world-class activities and all the island has to offer. Ken and I got into full tourist mode on this trip and lived a lifetime during our stay. We rode bicycles 100 feet off the ground at a zipline park. I got to check off a bucket list item by renting a 30-foot-long dress at the famous Bali swings. We spent part of a day at the pool club in a scenic valley surrounded by rice fields. We hit Monkey Park and got to experience these animals in the wild. Another first was visiting one of the thousands of temples on this island, and we participated in a few rituals. One of my favorite activities was riding camels on the beach. This was surreal and something you don't expect to do in front of $1 billion resort. One experience Ken and I highly recommend is a boat ride to Nusa Penida to see tourist spots that are known for their jaw-dropping beauty. We topped it up with a few world-class dinners at places like Coral, an immersive dining experience where guests eat inside of an aquarium-like tunnel. For more information, check out offroadtraveltv.com. We'll see you on the trails.
One of the most unique aftermarket accessories for motorcycles is the automatic clutch from Rekluse. This is the Radius X 4.0 clutch kit for beta 4-stroke motorcycles. It works by using centrifugal force to automatically engage and disengage the clutch based on engine RPM, which effectively eliminates stalling while retaining full manual clutch lever functionality. In addition to the main unit, this system utilizes enhanced torque drive friction plate technology, which incorporates more thinner friction discs into the available space than a stock clutch. Rekluse clutch kits are made in the United States and integrate within the stock clutch assembly. At low RPM, internal weights or wedges with built-in pins slide inward on ramps, allowing the disc to compress and disengage the clutch. As RPMs increase, centrifugal force causes the weights to roll outward, which in turn expands the EXP disc and engages the clutch, transferring power to the transmission. The engagement curve and feel can be tuned using different wedge, weights, and springs. The system is fully tunable and installs within about an hour or two. This kit includes the EXP 4.0 auto clutch disc, torque drive friction discs, steel basket sleeves used where applicable, and an adjustable slave cylinder for hydraulic clutch models, and all required hardware. Cost is about $1,000, and we got our set from RevZilla.com, which sells a wide variety of accessories for motorcycles, UTVs, and ATVs. For more information, check out offroadtraveltv.com. We'll see you out on the trail.
Adventurer Michael Ladin and his Drive the Globe expedition rig are world famous, and for good reason. Michael sold his 7,000 square foot home and opted for the full-time nomad lifestyle in this 130 square foot homemade custom rig. This is about as extreme as it gets, and our Ken Faught recently caught up with him at his base camp near Cabo San Lucas in Baja, Mexico, to learn more about his tips for overlanders.
I met Michael several years ago, and I've even gone overlanding with him last year in Arizona. He's one of the most experienced overlanders, and I wanted to pick his mind on several of the most important topics. How do you go about planning a trip once you pick a destination?
When I set about planning for travel, I am a researcher, first and foremost. So I spend a lot of time on the internet looking at stuff. But what I found over the years is don't over-plan. I think that's probably the most important thing. Having been in the overland off-road world for so long, I've met many other people like me that are nomads, and those are some of your best contacts, is to talk to other people, or even people that you might follow on YouTube or on Patreon or one of the other social media platforms, and ask them for advice, because likely they've been there before.
What's the biggest challenge about overlanding?
So the biggest challenge for me overlanding is probably just, once again, it's in the research side of it. So what I find is everything takes more time and is more complicated than you might expect. You're looking for grocery stores, you're looking for laundry, you're looking for, where you're going to camp. Is it a secure location? Is it the best option? And I think there's always a fear of missing out, right? So you're like, if I camp here, maybe I missed the best thing. So once again, it comes down to, oftentimes for me, is local knowledge. Sometimes I'll just sit at a bar or something when I roll into town and talk to a local and go, hey, where's a great camping location? Is there anything around here with a view? So there's a lot of challenges built into the lack of information, I think, is the biggest fear all the time.
What is the best way to find dispersed camping spots?
I use all sorts of things. Some are well known, like iOverlander and different apps and various stuff online. So you got to look around for different things. But I would say first and foremost is probably online and just experience. Get out there and do it is really the most important thing, obviously, and then figure it out from there.
What's the best advice you could give to somebody who wants to get into off-road traveling?
Ken, that's my favorite question. I spend a lot of time with people on the internet asking me lots of questions and whatnot. Number one, first and foremost, is just get out and do it. Until you do it, you don't necessarily know what you like. And I coach people and tell them, you're not going to be happy unless you're comfortable. And being comfortable means something different for everybody. It could be a rooftop tent. It could be a big overland rig like I own. But you got to go out and experience it. Don't just run out, buy a bunch of gear, and assume that you're going to be the same as the next guy. So, that first and foremost is just do it.
What's the best travel advice you've ever received, and who is it from?
So that's actually a very interesting story. I was in Africa sitting at a bar in Timbuktu with none other than Michael Palin of Monty Python fame. And at the time he was filming, he did a bunch of video series of around the Sahara he was filming. And we just sat there and, you know, he's like, look, time is a commodity, and always look at it that way. So the more time you spend in certain places, the more you will enjoy them.
For more information, check out offroadtraveltv.com. We'll see you on the trail.
We're back to show you some of our favorite products to make our lives easier on and off the trail. This is the Noco GB70. It's a 2,000 amp lithium ion jump starter. It's rated for up to 40 jump starts for even the largest diesel and gasoline engines. Next up, this is the Michael Pro Tools Lug Torque Wrench. It's a 50 to 130 pound torque wrench that can work as both a lug wrench and a torque wrench. It comes with a set of sockets and a blow molded case. We like this because then we can always know when we change a flat that our wheels are tightened correctly. Finally, these are two of our favorite offerings from Pelican's new line of travel luggage. First up is this gear bag. It's Cordura reinforced. It's just a little bit bigger than your average carry-on, but still lightweight to not haul you down. Next up is this backpack. Same construction, lightweight, but nice and tough to carry your gear around while traveling all around the world. For more information, check out offroadtraveltv.com. We'll see you on the trail.
Vans are some of our favorite vehicles, and we have chosen a different approach with this next build than most off-roaders would normally create. This is Wyatt Faughts' personal 2019 Mercedes Sprinter with a 170-inch wheelbase built for mountain biking. It's actually a two-wheel drive setup with a separate garage and living space. He's had it for several years and recently made some practical changes that are becoming more and more common.
My van might have started off its life as just another plain white cargo van, but after years of building, wrenching, and driving it, it's become my daily driven home on wheels. Before we bought it, the van was built as a moto van. The previous owner used it to take his son racing. Bikes in the back, beds in the front, and a partition wall to keep everything safe and secure. Compared to my dad's van, it is a smaller garage, no built-in toolboxes, and a shorter overall body style. And that shorter body style meant that I could park this thing in any tight city parking lot and trailhead parking without sweating every corner.
We want to give you an overview and show you what's unique. Let's start up front.
We have a front bumper from Rome Built. It utilizes their lightweight aluminum exterior paired with their steel winch cradle, which minimizes weight without compromising strength. Inside that winch cradle is a 12,500 pound winch from Come Up.
Like all of our other vehicles, there's also solar on the hood by Cascadia 4x4.
The VSS 2.0 system means that I always have 90 watts of solar constantly charging my starter battery to keep it safe and ready to crank over. Up here is my roof rack. It's also from Rome Built. It serves as the host for one of my storage cases, 3 solar panels, my 2 light bars, and my Starlink Mini. These are 2 Slim 8 light bars from Boss Lighting. They're high output, made in the USA, and use external drivers so the electronics stay cool, which makes them incredibly efficient and reliable.
We also upgraded the suspension with Bilstein shocks and a Hellwig sway bar, not to lift it, but to make it handle better when it's fully loaded.
Whatever upgrades you do to suspension, they are not going to be up to snuff if you don't have quality wheels and tires. Here we have Milestar Patagonia Pros on Black Rhino wheels.
Let's get in the driver's seat and start showing you around.
There aren't too many things that we've changed up here. A set of phone mounts, some grab handles from Agency 6, and these sick seat swivels from Alpine Mechanisms. While you're looking at the seats, I bet you haven't noticed my headrest safe from the Headrest Safe Company. It's ready to hide my valuables right in plain sight. With code, key, or fingerprint, the headrest safe acts as a dedicated lockbox inside your vehicle 24/7.
With the help from our friends of RV Ready, we put together a baller on a budget auxiliary power system.
2 6-volt AGM batteries powered by solar, shore power, and the engine, because if they die, everything dies. And once those AGMs wore out, which didn't take long, we had the chance to do it right.
Lithium was the answer. We partnered with Battleborn to install 4 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries in the build.
That meant a custom battery box, rewiring the entire van, installing Victron chargers, and Blue Sea Marine bus bars and fuse blocks, because messing this stuff up risks an electrical fire and constant issues. I installed an inexpensive diesel heater, I hardwired the fridge, an install of a 3,000 watt inverter to power the microwave, a max air fan, and many more lights. I've got shore power charging, almost 600 watts of solar on top, and 50 amps from the alternator while I'm driving, all rated to charge lithium batteries properly.
As we work our way to the back, you probably notice that there's something in the way, a full-on partition wall. Now, we like this because it keeps us separate from our bikes and gear while also better securing them.
Above the living area used to be a child's bunk. Since then, I've converted it to storage for camping gear and day bags, stuff I actually use every day. It's become the perfect place to stash larger items while still having them accessible at every stop. Now, one of the biggest advantages of this van is being able to securely conceal and carry bikes. I now find myself carrying a bike, at least one, everywhere, all the time. I've also chosen to carry extra water and diesel, a Roam case turned toolbox, and a 3-ton Badlands jack. I've tried to keep the back what it is, simple. That means using modular mounts like these L-Track bicycle carriers from Freedom Coast and movable cases so that if I need to, I can rip out everything at a moment's notice and do something different. You know, at the end of the day, this van isn't a toy, it's my daily driver. I put up to 600 miles a week on it during school. I treat it like a diesel Mercedes, not a race car. That means oil changes every 6,000 miles, plus constant attention to brakes, tires, everything. Let me make this clear. Even though I have bumpers, wheels, tires, and that big old winch from Come Up, this is not an off-road van. Truthfully, this is an 8,000-pound rear-wheel drive van. It was built for trailheads, rough campsites, and fire roads. It is not meant for extreme off-roading.
What started out just to be another ordinary plain white cargo van has turned out to be something relatively special. For more information, check out offroadtraveltv.com. We'll see you on the trail.